Yeah, I'd seen this video from good old John Angelo Gage. I'm thinking it was hysterical, so I wanted to do a reaction video about it. He takes his video pretty damn seriously, man. He's pretty intense. I thought I remember him like almost looking like he wanted to cry, but I always wonder, John Gage is going crazy. I wonder how it's going to end. It was kind of like a new level of craziness. I don't know what happened, but the guy kind of needs help. But anyway, let's just play the video, and I'll comment on it, of course.
Hey folks, wanted to make a video about the debate last night. I was watching it with my third positionist buddies. We all
I was watching the debate with my third positionist buddies. Oh my god, like that started it off well for me.
all got in our little private matrix chat, and we were just watching it, and we know it's a dog and pony show, and it's just there for entertainment at this point. And we actually believe Biden would have just completely collapsed and been terrible. But for some reason, I think he got a lot of Infowars Brain Force Plus. For some reason, Biden was there. But again, we know Trump's an 8-year-old boy. Biden is a senile old man. And just looking at it, we were laughing, but then I told the guys, I said, doesn't this make you sick? Look at what our country produces as a choice in this democracy. Look at our democracy. Is this the best we can do? And the answer is absolutely not. It's a joke. It is a disgrace. It is heartbreaking that these two men are the choices. A career politician, 47 years, as Trump said, has done literally nothing. And Trump, this guy,
I don't know. I actually think from the Democrat, I would never vote Democrat, but Biden's a lot better than some of the other choices. Yeah, I mean, most of Americans agree that the choices usually suck, but that's nothing new. But he means it differently. He wants a third position candidate because he thinks that's the real choice to exist. Anyway, whatever.
there's so much to say about Trump. He did dupe a lot of us, though. But he's another one. He's just another puppet. His 2006 run, saying the right things. He probably used Cambridge Analytica and all these Google search engine type things to say what the people wanted to hear. Specifically the white majority, which, by the way, wasn't mentioned one time.
Oh my god, he didn't mention white people. It's definitely a red flag. Did they mention all the other races? I'm not sure they did. I don't remember them. Well, they mentioned white supremacy, so didn't they sort of mention white people? I don't know.
You see, they talk about white supremacy controlling the country. He's not condemning white supremacy. And they brought up the Proud Boys. And they say, stand by, stand back, stand by. I don't know what he meant by stand by. Maybe he didn't mean to say it. Maybe he did mean to say it. But the Proud Boys are not white supremacists. Look at their ranks. They have black people. They have all sorts of people in there. Probably gay people too. And they're Israeli firsters. Gavin McInnes loves Israel. These are not white supremacists at all. But the media has to harp on white supremacy, harp on Charlottesville, ignores Antifa. Trump is the only one who brought up Antifa. Now look, he's bringing up Antifa. Guys, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what Trump's...
Look how sad he looks. Is he really this sad about the goddamn debate? Or did something else happen today that he's so sad? Or whatever he took this.
Says, but the point is, when they say white supremacy, it should make you cringe because it's the ultimate gaslighting. Here we have two men, and none of them talked about the white majority. They talk about the black people.
Whoever talks about the white majority, that's the default. So who explicitly, they're never going to be like, oh, let's talk about the white majority. What are we going to do for them? That's the default. That's kind of the whole point. That's why they talk about minorities, because they're not the default, right? Or straight people.
Well, they talk about Latinos, Hispanics, immigrants. They talk about everything, but the only time white comes up, it's when it's white supremacy.
Yeah, they can't talk about white people because idiots like you taint any form of white advocacy by uh, masturbating to Hitler and denying the Holocaust and all the ugly things associated with white supremacy or white advocacy. So, thank you and your third position jack-off buddies for that.
Charlottesville, are you going to condemn white supremacy? Are you going to... It's the same old crap. So the ultimate gaslighting by the J-ish media is this white supremacy garbage. There is no white supremacy. Zero. It's gone. Period. But they want to keep acting as if there is, and all these J-ish newspapers, oh no, Trump didn't condemn white supremacy, therefore the Jays are unsafe under Trump. This is nonsense. Again, this is more backlash hurting. They love Trump. The Zionists love Trump, and what they're doing is, like they did last time, the media says he has no chance of winning. He has 1% of the win. He can't do it. And now it's, he said these things about J-ish people. He said they're in it for themselves. He said these little dog whistles to his base who's woke a little bit, right? These white people, these white supremacists, the 10% of the country, that's going to change everything. No, listen, these debates are nothing more than a circus at this point. Bread and circuses. That's why me and my boys, we sat there, we laughed about it, and at the same time we cringed at it. But that's what it is, guys. You know, this so-called democracy cannot possibly work. It doesn't work. It is dead. It is dead, and everyone knows it, and everyone you talk to when you talk about elections, it's always, well, it's either him or them, and it's always the same garbage. I mean, think about it. What kind of system? How can a system work? And you call it good, and it's an American dream if it only produces garbage and one is worse than the other. It has to be scrapped. We're doing it wrong. Ever since the bankers established the Federal Reserve in 1913, magically we had World War I, then World War II, then all these other wars, Cold War, Vietnam, you name it, Korean War.
Here we go, the bankers. Yep, the Federal Reserve started World War I. That's right.
This day we're at war, infinite war. We've been at war for 200 years, 220 years or something, and we've been around for 247. We've been at war 96% of our existence. This works. This is what democracy produces. Look at these riots in the street. That's what democracy produces. Can't even control rioters. Can't even stop literal terrorist organizations from burning down, shooting people, killing each other even. Can't stop that. This is what democracy, so much freedom. I have the freedom to be a total degenerate and destroy everyone around me because it's freedom. The American dream has become a nightmare. It's a disgrace. It's a disaster. And what yesterday was the example right in your face. What our country, how much of a joke it is. Could you imagine what our enemies look? You think Russia and China and Iran, if you want.
Well, I'm sure they were entertained by the debate as well, as was I. But I don't know. I didn't think. Yeah, it was a shit show, but I didn't think it was an embarrassment. We take pride of that in our country. That we have somebody like Trump and Biden who are willing to hash it out. Like, I didn't think it was that ugly. Yeah, Trump was being a dick and interrupting a lot, but that's Trump being Trump.
You want to consider them an enemy even though they didn't do anything to us. You want to consider these people enemies. What do you think they're thinking about our leadership? What a joke! What a joke! We have kids in our country that can change genders. What a joke. Russia, China, Iran, Syria. We are a joke. We are a disgrace. And they want to talk about white supremacy is the biggest problem, terror threat. Okay. There is no white supremacy. There's not a single person in government who's there's no power structure. Zero. They want to point to these people who LARP as white supremacists. It's a boogeyman the J-ish media needs. The Zionist media needs a boogeyman all the time. So white supremacy. Then it's the Muslims. Oh, Islam, Brotherhood of Islam, and Farrakhan. It's the same garbage. They work all angles, these people. They've been doing it for millennia. Not 100 years, millennia. It's been going on for a long time. Everywhere these bankers go, everywhere these supremacists go, the real ones, the same thing. It's the same strategy. Every single time, the same strategy, and the people keep falling for it. You kick them out and they come back. You kick them out and they come back. You kick them out and they come 109 times. They do it over and over again because the people are utterly stupid.
Oh my God.
They don't understand. And now when the media is controlled, they don't even know anymore. You cannot have a democracy in a country where the media is controlled by private interests and they sway you whatever way they want. You cannot have a democracy or even a country if your entire country owes private banks debt. Owes them money that you have to go work for.
Wait, you can't have a good country if your country owes banks debt. So the most powerful country in the world that's ever existed isn't a successful country. Along with like the UK or all the countries that won the Cold War. Okay, Angelo.
Put the slave away. First it's one parent can save the work and take care of the home. Now it's two. Two parents with multiple jobs and kids are over here. Now they don't even know what gender they are anymore. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. And you know what? That's fine.
Well, get off Twitter maybe. Get off the freak show off Twitter and turn off the television. You know what? Life isn't that abnormal if you do that.
Because we third positionists know it's going to get worse and worse. And eventually our time to shine will come.
Oh yeah. The third position time to shine is coming.
And this fake garbage system, this joke, which you see, well,
you mean the system that eliminated third positionism in Europe is a joke?
Will eventually be challenged by those of us who understand. And don't think we all didn't believe in this system. Don't think we didn't try to believe it. Even me, the hardest thing I had to say was, wow, I really tried to believe in Trump and this whole 2016 energy and trust the plan. I tried to believe it, but it's another dream. It's another fantasy. And people are so invested. They are like, it's like a football game between two different teams. It's like a Super Bowl. People are invested in their team. And they get upset if you don't like their team, and they root for their team no matter what they do. It's this toxic tribalism that blinds Americans. And we have so much hubris, and our egos are so big because it's attached to freedom. This idea of freedom, which apparently means destroy everything you don't like and do whatever you want at the expense of all other human beings around you. Money, 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 money. Freedom, freedom. Hedonism, materialism. This is freedom.
You mean like what you're exercising right now in your crazy irrational videos? Yeah. That's freedom. This is the downside of it.
Freedom to obliterate yourself and your country. That's what it is. That's why third position is the opposite of that stuff. In a third position state, you have freedom, but not the freedom to hurt other people and destroy other people at your expense.
You have freedom in a third positionist society, a single party state? I don't think so, buddy.
Not the freedom to become Google and all these other monopoly type companies and basically usurp the entire country. That's not the freedom you're going to get in a third position state. That's a whole other story. Third position is the way out of this mess. It always has been. That is why the media and the banks and their agents and the Zionists and the Jays, all these people out there, they hate it. They hate it so much because they know it's the way out. It always has been, and they're always going to attack it that way.
So basically, the more people hate us, the more it is a sign that we're the true way.
Either you be a left-wing Marxist, SJW maniac, or a right-wing conservative Israeli firster. That's the only choices you have here. MAGA, Trump, Tard, QAnon, Trust the Plan, or SJW 9,000 genders. These are the choices you have. Independent, you have no impact on anything. Third-party vote, forget it. No, garbage. Third position, we say what's good from the left, what's good from the right. We combine it all, and we unite the people in the state. For the greater good, not for some me at the expense of other people. Basically a individual monopoly to do whatever the hell you want in this country that harms other people because of freedoms. And then corporations can do it too and literally usurp the government because of corporation, private entities, private companies, free market, garbage. Absolute garbage, and it has to end. And that's why when I watched yesterday, at the same time as I was disgusted, I said, good. Good. I hope the worst one wins again. Let it happen. Because the more our enemies succeed, the more the people will be woken up in the hardest way possible. Nice slap in their face. Because the people, they are sheep-like. Many of them are stupid, and I'm not saying that I'm not stupid. I'm very stupid. But most people are stupider than me. And most people that are stupider than me and you learn harder. They need more pain and suffering to learn. And they'll get there. Trust me, it will become Weimar Republic environment. It will become one of these things. Maybe even worse. It'll get there. Because it always does. Because these parasites at the top, these bankers always do the same exact thing. They never learn. Ever. They don't learn.
You know, the U.S. government has been around since 1776, so that's what? About 250 years, pretty much. So it doesn't really always collapse there, huh, Angelo? He's basically using one example and saying it happens every single time. But one time isn't every single time.
They're arrogant. In fact, you could see their agents, their Zionist supremacists, on Twitter talking about the goy. This one woman, the goys. This is for the goy. I said, look at your arrogance. Your tribal arrogance is popping. It's showing. Shut up, goy. This is what every single time they do the same thing for millennia. They don't understand. So I welcome them. Get more powerful. I hope Trump wins and he sends 100 trillion to Israel every year. To the point Americans have to work 50 jobs just to live. In the name of it, I hope Biden wins. I don't care who wins. I hope it gets so terrible that the people go, you know what? Damn, this doesn't work. That's the only inevitability. That's it.
He hopes it gets terrible because he doesn't like what the government stands for. But he cares about the people.
So I hope our enemies win more. Continue this dog and pony show to the point where it really hurts people, because that's the only way they're going to wake up. No amount of truth out of my mouth, no amount of facts, nothing works. People are too emotional. They're too invested. But you know what? When things get really bad, they're kind of forced out of it. And history shows things always get very bad. When these banking parasites are doing what they do, it's inevitable that it turns in the same way. And people like me and others who understand always rise up and say, hey, there's a third option. So that's what I think about the debates. Absolute joke. What a disgrace our country is. We are the laughingstock of the planet. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter how many cars you have, or your stocks are going up, or you can be 9,000 genders. You have all these freedoms, and you're a fat whale who has to take medication because you're about to get a heart attack because you eat all this junk food. It doesn't matter. All this freedom you got, freedom to destroy yourself and your fellow citizens, we are a laughingstock. We are always a laughingstock now. And the media needs to be obliterated. The media is the second threat to the people of America. First come the bankers, and then comes the media.
Always the bankers.
The media has to go. All these lying journalists, all these people spewing garbage, gaslight. I've never seen gaslighting like this in my life.
Yeah, the MSNBC people who are admittedly horrible, or CNN, they have to go. But we need people like Gage, right? That's what he's saying.
You want to talk about the big lie? They always quote, Adolf Hitler about the big lie. Go look in Mein Kampf what he means by the big lie. Read it. Don't say, oh, look, repeat a lie. It happens all the time. You think he said that? Look who he's talking about. The big lie. Look up and read the Mein Kampf paragraph of the big lie. You will literally cry when you read it because you're like, what the hell is this guy? This guy's saying something true, but I thought he was the bad guy. I thought he was the one who did. You thought wrong. Men throughout history, whether it be him, Henry Ford, Cornelio Codriano, pick one, pick unrelated people. They told you the same thing in the 20s and 30s about communism and Bolshevism. They told you about capitalism. They told you about the same forces. But they told you this, you never read it. But the moment you read, you have no choice but to go, holy God, I've been lied to my whole life. You have no choice if you have integrity. There's a reason why.
Guys, get woke like Angelo and go read Mein Kampf. culture critique, whatever else he recommends.
People like them have been condemned, and they did bad things, yes. But does that mean what they said was false in certain instances? The answer is no. Go read it yourself. Go read about the big lie, who he's talking about, and then see who controls the media and the banks, and you'll see what happens. You have a reality check, the likes you've never seen before, and you'll see everything will make sense. Why these elections are puppet shows. Why the banks do this to you. Why there's bubbles. Why you will see it all. Enough of this nonsense. Enough of the fear. I can't talk about this person because I don't care. Get out of the Zionist correct matrix. Get out of this left-wing garbage, George Soros or Adelson. There's more than that. You are a human being. You can question anything you want. You want to question events that are taboo? Question them. You want to talk about them? You want to debate them? You want to deny them? Who cares? Who are you to sit there and tell other people to shut up? We're all human beings. We have the freedom of speech. We have the freedom of thought, but even that's going away, isn't it? That's why democracy fails. Because we don't live in a democracy. We live under an oligarchy who have total control of everything. And people like me are a threat to them. But I'll tell you what, oligarchy, people like me are waking up more and more and more.
He's a threat to the elites. He's talking to them right now and threatening their asses.
Because you guys keep winning. Tired of all the winning? Yeah, you keep winning. But eventually you'll lose like you do every single time. You don't learn from your mistakes. You don't learn from your mistakes, and you know what? That's fine with me. That's fine by me. Because eventually when you go too far, as you always do, you give the opportunity for me and my men to wake the people up and actually make a difference and create...
Me and my men. Oh my God. Was he playing like a third positionist video game this morning? And he was like, I can do this in real life. Me and my men are going to wake the people up. Oh my God. This mythos is so hilarious.
A state that will actually benefit the people rather than exploit and rob the people. So that's that for this debate rant. Have a good day, everyone. Take care.
Oh my God, this guy's too much. I can't wait to see where he goes next.